like to show you how to make a small dog till medium dog or cat bed. I just made it, and I would like to share with you my experience. So I took the curtain that I'm not using, and I will show you. This is what you will need. I took the curtain that I'm not using. It's really heavy and have some kind of, nylonish feeling, and it's tough fabric. And on the bottom, I use the cover or some kind of, nylon. I'll show you what you can use. I will give you the dimension of the bed. It's around 19 inches or 49-50 centimeters long, and 16 inches or 42 centimeters wide, and all around it will go around meter 70 or 60. Hold it, let me see. I will count with you how many inches, because we're gonna go and take this way. Yes, so it will go, and I will have like 50 and have 70. Okay, and then 20. So it go 68 inches round, and we'll go with the height of the piece. I will measure for you. I know this is 10 centimeters. I cut 12, but it goes 4.5 of the board. So I'm going to show you what I used, and I really use whatever I have at home. So I'm going to do different kind, another one. So this one will go on the side now, for now. You need the inside fabric, because we will have the inside of, gonna fill with upcycling of fabric or remains of I'll show you what I don't need. So I will need another fabric, another piece. The main beauty is, it's the hyper fabric. On the bottom, it's specially made fabric that, if the animal makes some, or on the floor, or make some accident, so it won't go wet. But I use this fabric. It's not gonna suck it in the liquids, and on the bottom too. But now I'm gonna use different fabric, and I'm thinking it will, can be wet, but you can throw it to the washing machine and can be washable. So you can use the super vinyl tablecloth, flannel back. This is what, not only one of those, but this is only one variation. So if you see, what's happened is it has the cover, and this cover needs to go on the bottom. This one will go inside the bed, but this will go on the bottom and will touch the floor. It's here, and never ever gonna have suck in the water or liquids or whatever it is. This is one of the the best solution for the on the bottom. Now the inside, I'm taking the inside, I'm measuring, I'm cutting, and I'm sewing 4 squares. It means it's going to be like this. First I'm going on the sewing machine and I'm doing for like a X, but it's straight. Let me show you. I'm gonna take the, I hope that you can see. I did the squares on the table. I hope that you can see with the soap. You know, I'm using the soap, dry soap. So it's very easy work to do because you need double. I'm gonna cut the axis. I just fold it for now, but I will cut the axis. Any fabric that you have and you don't use, or clothing, whatever you like, you can use it just to have, because it's gonna go inside. It's like a little mattress that go inside. So what I do is I do straight stitches, one from here there and the other from there, and I start filling them with remains of fabrics or paper that I'm using when I'm sewing. You see all those things that and I'm filling their pockets. Don't fill too much because it will be you know, too high. You need to fill it a little bit bubble, you know. And then I'm going on the sewing machine because I did those 4. So when I'm filling one, you know, here it's closed, it's open. So when I'm cutting, or on the one side it's closed, on the other side it's been cut. So I'm going filling this pocket, and then I'm going with the sewing machine and I'm closing one. You don't need to be professional to do so. Then I'm filling stuffing in another side, and then I go here and on the side of the stitch. Here you go, because you did 2 cross stitches, it's straight stitches, so it will hold 1 pocket, 2 pocket, 3 pocket, 4 pocket, and you fill in 1, you're closing the edges with the sewing machine. You fill in 2 here and you're closing with the sewing machine. You fill in 3 and you're closing with the sewing machine. 4, and you have a little mattress to be ready to go in. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut from the vinyl tablecloth flannel back the piece, and I gave you the measurements, and you cut the piece, and then you cut the piece on top. So here I choose another fabric that I'm going to cut on top, and from the same fabric I'm going to go and make the boarding you know, around, it goes around. Measuring exact the same piece, exact the same size, and cutting. It will be easy when you're gonna just go and make it around corners. You know, just give some in the corners, just go with your hand and just give it like this. You know, it's not hard to do. No, so I'm just going from the edges. I'm just creating, you know, a little bit roundish, you know, just to create like a little bit round. Then I'm taking the scissors and I'm cutting the fabric. a little prayer. Every time that I'm trying to do something, a little prayer. You never know. It's easy, even if you don't have experience and you don't know how to sew professional. You can do a lot of things, very simple things. Now it's holiday coming, so you want to have some presents. A lot of people have pets, so you can do wonderful, beautiful present to your family member or to your friends. And this is the best of the best, I think, the present, because your friends or family appreciate that. Here I am done with the top here that goes inside. Now I need to cut the borders. So I'm going to put this on the side and I will measure. You need to have the longer, the better fabric. So I'm going to measure, now I'm going to double it and I'm going to measure. It's easy to double and measure. I'm going to measure needs to have hold it 1 second. Here it's much easier to say European size, and I have here 12 centimeters and 5, almost 4 1/4 and 3/4 of board height. And I told you it's gonna be 60, maybe 170 centimeters. And I'll go again and I will tell you how many inches. So it's 9, and we need to add another 20 centimeters. So it's gonna be exact 67 inches and 1 meter and 70 centimeters long. So I'm gonna measure first the fabric, and then I'm gonna mark it, and then I'm gonna cut. I will need to add some. So just cutting the fabric, always challenging myself. I will need to add another piece of fabric because it's too short, and I will need to have another piece right here. So I'm gonna measure again. I'm gonna see where it goes, how it goes, and then I'll go back to you and show you next what I need to do. Now I need to cut exact the lining. So I a little bit taking the little bit back because I have stitches. So if you're gonna fill this lining in when you are creating the bed, you need a little bit less because you don't want to stuff it. It will extend very badly, and you know, the stitches can be ripped or whatever it is. You need to do a little bit less than more when it goes the inside. So I did cutting this and doing that. Here I marked again, measure again and marked again the inside fabric, and I'm gonna go on the machine and do 2 stitches. Now I'm gonna go and show you on the machine how I'm doing this. Now I am sitting over the sewing machine, and I'm gonna do the cross stitch. Just check that all the edges are together. And I'm going across. Yeah, it's a little bit folds, but it's alright. So now I am gonna fulfill the pockets. As I told you, I'm gonna use the upcycle materials, whatever it's there, papers that I'm working on, or fabrics that I don't need. And I'm filling one pocket, as I said, one pocket. This is what you need to do. Don't pull too much. When you're gonna put in too much, it won't be comfortable for an animal to lie on. So try not to go crazy of the stuffing. A little bit more I need. So really a little bit more, not much. Here you go, the sandwich. The things that needs to go inside. Closing. And gonna go and do the stitch. Just to close what's in. Straight stitch, no folding the fabric, no nothing. Just go and do the stitch. And on the other side. Turning on the other side and do the stitch. Needs to put a little bit more, just a little bit. And do stitch. Now I came to the another square, and I'm gonna fill the square with the upcycle fabric. Again, I have more remains of sewing projects, and I'm gonna fill this pocket, the square, with it. You see, I have a lot. So, but I can't put a lot inside. Have to put to make this cushion comfy, but not overstuff. Yes, and I'm gonna close the second pocket. Not leaving the sewing machine. I am continue sewing. Don't take this pad from the machine. Continue doing it. Going to the edge, and I will close the pocket if I see it has enough. Well, I think so. It has enough, and I need space to sew, to give a stitch, so it's enough. The animals, they don't need so puffy beds. They need just their space, they need their place where they can rest, sleep, or feel themselves comfortable. So no overstuffing. I'm closing the second one, the second pocket. Now I'm gonna go to the next one. The next one need attention, and I'm gonna fill in with a fabric, with remains, with all the threads. I collect everything that I think can be useful. This is what I do. Nothing go to waste. And again, closing the pocket and give a stitch. I'm not going to use the zipper, so nobody will see what's inside. So it won't be open. Now I have the last pocket open. As you can see, it's already full with stuffing. So I'm using again the remains of fabric. The small one, the better, because they give the fluffiness. I'm making mess myself, but it doesn't matter. This is how we work. And I'm closing. And the last opening, I'm closing. Now I will need to, I'm putting the stuffings away because I don't need them. They're going to be on the floor. And I'm going to use the piece to connect first. I have here piece that need to be connected to the other before I'm going to form and create a boarding. I'm going to close, and I will show you how I do so. Again, giving straight stitch. Alright, sometimes it happens. gonna put this piece on the side. Will wait for me till I'm gonna prepare all of the things. So first I'm working on the boarding. It is important for me. I'm gonna close the second line. And then I'm gonna fold it on two, opening the stitch. Alright. Here I noticed that I make mistake, and it can happen. I'm supposed to have double fabric, and because of the borders, and I made the borders too small, so I will add more fabric, and I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna continue working till I'm gonna achieve what I need to achieve. I'm gonna double them no matter what, and I'm gonna fix the mistake. Thank God I had more fabric to cut another stripe. Okay, I'm gonna just double it, and I'm gonna sew them together. I'm gonna connect them together. Always open your seams when you are connecting two this kind of fabrics together. This is upholstery fabric, so they are very thick, and watch your needles, watch what you're doing. It's very easy to break the needle. Don't pull, just let the machine to take the fabric. You want to go too close to the edge. We need this to be strong and tough. So. But to tell you, I'm sewing on the industrial machine. Home machine, not every machine take the heavy fabric. Alright. Now it's the time to stuffing for the borders. I'm gonna show you the one. I don't want to waste more time. And then I will show you the last one. So let me do first something that I didn't do. I just a little bit today confused, you know, the weather and everything. I will do the stitches straight on the borders, just because needs to have the spaces. I can't put the stuffing and just close. I'm gonna do the stitches to create pockets as I did in the other piece. So I'm gonna go and create just pockets show you how. And I'm gonna go and just with the see how I'm opening my finger, and I'm gonna go a little bit longer, and I'm gonna create another pocket. Just straight stitch. And I'm gonna go and create another pocket till I'm done creating pockets. So again, opening my hand, measuring, and a little bit more where I'm gonna create the actual pockets, because I'm gonna do pockets and I'm gonna close. Straight stitch. And again, opening my finger, measuring. Have a little. Now I created pockets, if you can see, more or less. Now I'm gonna fill the pockets and I'm gonna give the stitch. Fill the pocket and stitch, fill the pocket and stitch. This is the borders, so no overstuffing again, only giving enough that it should keep it up. And I'm giving the stitch, and I'm coming to the another pocket of the border, and I'm gonna give all the upcycling. Everything needs to go in. All this fabric is I won't use, so small pieces, tiny pieces, and closing, and go around. Alright, we have the border ready, and now it's the time to, I'm gonna sew this together with the border. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put the border in between the fabric here. This way. And I'm gonna connect this fabric with the borders. I will start in the corner, it's round, and I will go all around. Well, I left the window open, you know, a little bit, and I turned on the other side. I did give the stitch around, This is how it looks on the bottom, and this is how it looks inside. So now it's the time for a piece that I made. So it needs to go in. So we have, see, the pocket, window, openings, so it's gonna go straight inside. Push it to the corners, around. Here we go. So all it's left is to close this piece, and everything is in. Everything is nice, you can see. So I'm gonna close this piece and I'll go back to you. Well, I'm done. If you can see, finish, and it's a beautiful piece for medium dog, not a little, really little. We can make smaller bed. Now I have another one that I made yesterday, and I can tell you it was a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed this video of those nice two animal beds. I hope I give you some ideas, and I hope you can make for the holidays presents or for your pets new and not expensive beds. So for the fabric that I did, this is a piece that's been left, very small piece. I will keep it. I will see, maybe I will find anything, something to do with it, something, you know. So again, signed up for my channel. Stay beautiful, stay healthy, write to me, comments below, and I see you next time. So long.